Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. Grab a Bible, go to James chapter 4, verse 7. This is 5 minutes of faith. All right, let's get into the Word. James chapter 4, verse 7. Let me ask you this. Have you ever gone through a trial, some difficulty, something that has just seemed to be pressing, the enemy coming after you? Yeah, of course you have. We all have. We have trials. The enemy is trying to rob you. He's trying to steal from you. He's trying to destroy you. That's what he does. But you don't have to let him win. You and I have the victory in Jesus. Here is the key to victory: submitting to God, obeying God, drawing close to God. Here's what he says in James 4, verse 7. Therefore, submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. You and I don't have to fight the devil. We don't have to go to some great extent to somehow conquer the enemy. The way we win and the way we conquer the enemy is by submitting to God. He is the one who's already conquered the enemy. He's the one with the power. God is. He's the one who will give us the strength that we need. He's the one to give us the answers. All we've got to do is submit and draw near to him. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6. He says to humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due season. You know that exalt means to give you the victory, to put you in a place you could never put yourself, to give you something you could never give yourself. That's what God does. He exalts us, not for our own sake, not so that we could just be exalted. He will lift you up out of that miry pit, out of that horrible pit and miry clay. He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler. That's exalting you. He says to cast all your care upon him because he cares for you. He says, be sober, be vigilant, because your enemy, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Resist him. How? Steadfast in the faith. Well, what kind of faith am I supposed to have? The faith that submits to God. In the midst of your battle, in the midst of whatever it is you're going through, don't take that burden on yourself that I've got to fight this and I got to somehow come up with all the courage and strength. No, you don't. You just need to submit to God. You need to trust in God. Do what God told you to do. Trust that God is on the inside of you, and greater is he that is in you than he that's in the world. If you have that kind of faith and you're not willing to quit, and you're going to keep seeking God, you're going to keep pressing into his presence, you're going to keep trusting in him, then you are guaranteed a victory. Go to 2 Chronicles chapter 20. I'm reading 17 through 22. There's a lot to read, so I'm just going to kind of recap this. But this is when several nations banded together to come against Israel, and it looked like it was going to be doomed. They were outnumbered, and so what happened, of course? The people seek God. They turn their face to God. Jehoshaphat bowed his head before the Lord. He went to the ground and he sought the Lord. And if you know this story, in verse 21 it says, when he had consulted with the people, he appointed those who should sing to the Lord and who should praise the beauty of holiness. And as they went out before the army and were saying, praise the Lord, for his mercy endures forever. Now when they began to sing and to praise, the Lord set ambushes. Who set the ambushes? The Lord. The Lord did it. The Lord fought for them. That's what he told them. You won't have to fight this battle. The Lord's going to fight for you. You just submit to God. You just worship the Lord. You just seek him. Let him be the one to fight. And we know what happened. These other armies, they turned on themselves and they destroyed themselves. The Israelites go out and they plunder, and they are so loaded down with so many goods from this that they were overwhelmed with it. Well, all they had to do was submit to God. Notice they didn't even have to fight. Sometimes we wear ourselves out trying to win, and we're fighting when we're doing it the wrong way. Don't fight the wrong way. All you got to do to fight is submit to God, trust in God, do what God told you to do. Just do what God told you to do. Okay? And if you do, He has promised to provide for you, protect you, and to give you the victory. So I hope this has encouraged you. Don't give up. Keep pressing in. Keep seeking the Lord. Keep submitting to God. This has been another 5 minutes of faith.